we can do better than that. Good morning. It's such a pleasure to be here. But before I begin, I want to thank the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce National President, Anup Acharya. Anup, thank you so much for having me here. I want to thank the minister who's visiting us also from Uttar Pradesh, and I promise you I'll be visiting Lucknow very soon. And finally, I'm also delighted to see a dear friend of mine, and that is the Honorable Chief Minister Fadnavis. And I wanna say one thing, because I've traveled the world and I've met a lot of leaders. You have somebody here who's dynamic, who's energetic, who cares about what he does. Maharashtra is on the map for two reasons. One is Mumbai. The second is your incredible Chief Minister. So give him a round of applause. Thank you. Let me get straight to the point. Ever since 1968, IACC has been the bedrock of the US-India commercial ties. Today, nearly 70% of your members are Indian companies, and remarkably, over 1,400 of you have already invested in the United States or partnered with American firms. That is an incredible accomplishment. My vision is simple but ambitious: to build on that legacy and make the US-India ties relationship the relationship that will define the strategic partnership of the 21st century. What we do today will define this relationship for the future. What happens today, what happens over the next few years, will set the course for several decades ahead. We stand at a truly remarkable moment. In just over 2 decades, our bilateral trade has shattered records, skyrocketing from about $20 billion to over $240 billion in goods and services. That 12-fold increase doesn't happen by accident. That 12-fold increase happens because every one of you in this room works at it. Pick the sector, and the United States and India are working hand in hand to deliver on that. So whether that's AI, whether that's technology, whether that's aerospace, whether that's defense, whether that's energy, you name the sector, and the United States and India are working together at record levels than ever before, ahead of the rest of the world. It reflects deep, unbreakable trust. Our shared ambition of reaching $500 billion in bilateral trade by 2030 reflects the sheer scale of the opportunity in front of us. This is unmatched potential. That's what I like to call it. Every single day at our embassy, I meet CEOs from the United States that are coming to us, and I meet Indian CEOs that want to go to the United States. It is unmatched around the world. Simply put, when the United States and India work together, we integrate value chains, accelerate breakthroughs in critical technologies, and strengthen supply chain resilience. There are no two nations on earth better positioned to drive the next phase of economic global growth than the United States and India. President Trump trusts India, and he has invested heavily in this relationship from day one. Just weeks into his second term, he and Prime Minister Modi launched the Trust Initiative, transforming the relationship utilizing strategic technologies to accelerate cooperation in AI, quantum computing, semiconductors, defense, and critical minerals. Since then, the U.S. private sector has backed that vision with real capital. Amazon, Microsoft, Google have committed to billions of dollars in investments right here in India. Let me be direct about why the United States should be your first choice, and I would say your only choice. No market offers the scale, stability, and innovation and the ecosystem that America does. That's why global technology leadership are betting billions on this partnership, and why more than 1,400 IACC members already call the United States home. In my first few months in India, Delhi hosted the Global AI Summit. And even though it was called the Global AI Summit, 90% of those companies are American. And why was it held in India? Because this is the crossroads where we can take things forward. This happens for a reason. It happens because every individual in this room cares. Every individual in this room has invested in this relationship. And so we will partner with you. Our embassy is always open to working with you. We're seeing what's possible in real partnership already at work. IACC members like Mumbai-based El Mak Packages have partnered with North Carolina-based Aylward to build high-speed pharmaceutical packaging equipment. Chennai's Sanmar Group has sustained decades-long partnership with American firms like Flowserve, Emerson, and Cabot, proof that the US and Indian firms can rely on each other. And the investment numbers back it up. Every single year in the United States, all the embassies compete to bring investment to the United States. At the annual summit, Select USA, every embassy gets up and announces what they have brought in. And a European country will get up and announce 800 million. An Asian country will announce $2 or $3 billion. We were thrilled to come in number one. We came in at over $20 billion in new U.S. investments. So all of these companies that compete to come to the United States, we welcome their investment. But there's a reason India was number one. So I'm proud to tell you that our embassy here in India came in first. Again, that is because of everyone here today. So round of applause to everyone who was involved. I know some of you have attended, and we look forward to inviting the rest of you to join there next year. Some of those outstanding Select USA success stories include Ubide Group, which is investing over $900 million across 5 sites, creating 1,500 American jobs. Chennai Sundaram Clayton, part of $8 billion TVS Group, has grown its South Carolina investment to $200 million, creating 230 U.S. jobs. Hyderabad's Natco Pharma and Aurobindo Pharma have extended operations in New Jersey, Puerto Rico, and beyond. And in Alabama, the Roots Group has invested $10 million for manufacturing employees. Over 30 Americans have been hired and growing. When Indian companies invest in America, it's a win-win situation. You gain access to the world's most dynamic market, and you create jobs back home in India and in the United States. Every single day, my embassy works to identify those win-win situations. Every single day, we see real opportunities that do not exist, frankly, in other embassies. I'm friends with a lot of other ambassadors around the world, and I know every single one of them individually because I recommended a lot of them to the president before they got their positions. And I have ambassadors that call me from other places, I'm not going to mention where, but in Europe, and they say, "Are you bored?" I said, "Am I bored? I don't have enough hours in a day." And I can't imagine being in one of those places. I'll give you an example. Last week, in one day, I had Meta, I had the CEO of Netflix, and I had the CEO of Rolls-Royce. And that's all before noon. That's a typical day for us. This relationship has unbelievable and incredible potential. To unleash the full power of this economic engine, we must address friction points together as true partners. We need predictable taxation and regulatory frameworks that allow business to thrive. We need candid, trust-based engagement on export controls and technology flows. And we need rock-solid intellectual property protections, giving every innovator in this room the confidence to invest, create, and scale without fear. Quite often, I meet companies from around the world that ask me, "My IP has been stolen. I want to move my company to India. Is it safe here?" And resoundingly, our answer has been yes, because we do trust India. The reason we get 40% of our generic pharmaceuticals from India, that's an incredible number. It's because we trust India. There's a reason we're working on energy at unprecedented levels. Our LNG or LPG is up 40% in imports and exports from last year because we trust India. So here's my ask of every company in this room. If you're weighing your next overseas investment, choose the United States. Bring your greenfield project, your R&D center, your manufacturing line to American soil, and let my team help you get there. If you've already invested in America, deepen that commitment further. This is the moment. I know some people in this room, you have deep pockets. We want your investment. Come to America. The United States is open for business to people we trust. And at the top of that list is India. My embassy is open to each and every one of you, from New Delhi to our consulates in Chennai, Calcutta, Hyderabad, and of course here in Mumbai. Come meet our teams. There's a reason our consulate in Mumbai is bigger than most of our embassies around the world. Think about that. The reason for that is because we care about this relationship, and the road to success goes through Maharashtra. So let's work together to find those win-win opportunities. We have a truly historic opportunity ahead of us to completely redefine what diplomacy and economic cooperation look like. What our two nations accomplish together will reshape the 21st century. This is, without question, the most consequential global partnership in the world today. So let's stop just witnessing history. Let's keep shaping it. Choose America, bring your investment, and let's build the next $1 trillion partnership together. Thank you so much for having me here today.